Hi everyone! I'm here today to create a practicing video for the level 1 repertoire piece, Burlesque in G major. So this can be found on page 8. I'm going to switch views and give you guys some pointers about how to make your practices successful with this. So as we talked about in class, the first thing is to understand the key signature. So this is a duh question because the key signature happens to be in the title. That doesn't always happen for us, but sometimes life is just easy. So the first thing you should be doing is highlighting your clefs all the way down the page and your key signature. And we made a note in class to make sure you circle all F sharps for homework. So this is an important first step. Because this is a happy song. So you're going to know when you've missed circling an F sharp because it doesn't sound happy. So that's the first thing that you're going to want to do. Next thing to take a note of is the changing hand position. So all the way throughout the song, we see a lot of finger numbers, primarily in the right hand, not such left hand, which means there's going to be a lot of movement in my right hand. So that's something that we want to bring our attention to by highlighting that. The next thing is the time signature. The time signature is 2/4, which means that there's 2 beats in each cage and a quarter note gets 1 beat. What's important to note about the time signature is this song actually starts on the pickup beat. We know that because we only see 1 beat in the first cage, and if we look at the very last bar at the end, we also see 1 beat. So that's how we know that this song starts on the pickup beat. This is the kind of song that makes sense to talk about your rhythm names, is not to do the counting, but to focus on your rhythm names. And so these are called tiri tiri. You're going to hear me vocalizing that when I do the demonstration. I'm going to be vocalizing the rhythms of the right hand. So one of the ways that I recommend you use this practice video is to press play and to clap and say your rhythm names with me, just for the accuracy. So sing that out loud. The left hand is much simpler. The left hand is keeping the beat and keeping the ta beat throughout. So yes, it's also important to do the rhythm names for your left hand, but there's not as much difficulty with that. And so we talked about a practice strategy to get you started is that you can work on the left hand maybe twice a practice, but the right hand is going to need multiple repetitions. I would recommend 3 times or more, including the clapping. So clapping and saying the rhythms. Another way that you could manage the practice expectations with the right hand is to break it down. Work on line 1 and 2 on Monday, for example, and 3 and 4 on Tuesday, and alternate. So we're going to get to it. As far as the opening geography is concerned, my right hand begins with finger 1 on G above middle C, and my left hand begins with finger 4 on 2 G's below middle C. So to map that out, I find middle C on my piano. Right hand is finger 1 on G above middle C, and there's 2 G's below. So this is something that's important to note. This is one of the challenges of this piece, is that your hands are physically far apart on the piano. That is challenging for what's called your peripheral vision, so trying to keep track on both of these. So in level 1 repertoire, we're used to having our hands closer together, and it's easier to keep track. So that's one of the challenges, is your hands are going to stay far apart all the way throughout. So I'm going to go nice and slow. And like I said, you're going to hear me vocalizing the rhythms of my right hand. 1, 2, ready, and tiri, tiri, tee, tiri, tee, tiri, ta, tee, tiri, tee, tiri, tee, tiri, ta, tiri, tiri, tee, tiri, tee, tiri, ta, tee, tiri, tee, tiri, tee, tiri, ta, 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 tee, tiri, tee, tiri, ta, 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 tee, tiri, tee, tiri, ta, tiri, tiri, tee, tiri, tee, tiri, ta, tee, tiri, tee, tiri, tee, tiri, ta. Happy practicing, everyone!